Hello friends, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first video of mine that you're catching, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm a reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I love opening mystery boxes live on this channel, showing you what comes inside of them, and giving you my results a few months later in hopes that it helps you make some decisions on how to supply your own reseller business. So today I'm actually doing an update on the treasure hunt box from Helpsy, which is now NuSource. So if you want to see how I did with this one, definitely stick around. So the treasure hunt box is basically what it sounds like. It is a mixed brand box. I think there was something like 200 different brands that could potentially be included in the box. And in a mixed brand Helpsy box, anything goes. My box could be totally different than the next person's box. And so it is sort of a crapshoot, if you will. It is the most mysterious of all mystery boxes are these Helpsy mixed brand secondhand boxes. Because when they pull items for these boxes, it's literally, if it's on this brand's list, it could potentially be in the box. And so everybody's assortment could be different. And so I really wanted to do this one just to see how it compared to others that have received the same box. My approach with this one was a little bit different than what I sometimes do. And I actually, with this one, I only pulled out the best of the best to actually list. And the rest of it, majority of the rest of it, I sent to ThredUp. Some of it I just donated if I didn't really think it was worth my time. But a lot of it went to ThredUp, and then some of it I did list as well. So if you like content like this, do make sure you consider subscribing to the channel. Anytime I open a new box, I come back and do one of these updates. I really have a lot of fun sharing this with you guys, and I do hope that it helps you with your own reseller business. Let me know if you've ordered this too. I would love to know if you ordered this, how your assortment compared to mine, and how you've done with it so far, or if you ordered it a while ago, how it was for you in the end. So if you want to watch the original video, I do have that link down below. Today, what I'll do is I'll share what sold, how much it sold for. I'll talk about what I still have left. At the very end, I'll talk about, what my profits were based on the numbers and if I would recommend another one. I'll also rate the box using my rating system. I did rate the box in the original video, and we'll see how that compares to how I feel about the box and after I had a chance to sell everything. So out of the 40 items, so to recap, I paid $6.35 per piece on this box, or $254 total. That includes my discount with my affiliate code. I'm allowed to take 10% off my orders. You can too. I have it linked down below, or you can type in, "Oh yeah," when you check out. You'll get 10% off your order. So anytime I order, I use my code too. And that includes, any tax, shipping charges, minus any discount that I, had on there. So my cost was $254 for 40 items, $6.35 per piece. And there were 18 items that I did not list. I have 17 items that have sold, and I have 5 items that are not sold that are still listed in my inventory. Pretty much majority of everything that I did not list went to ThredUp. I may have taken some of these to buy, sell, trade, but ultimately a lot of it ended up at ThredUp, unless it was something that I flat out donated that just wasn't going to sell anywhere. But let's talk about what did sell first. I have the Wonder Undercrop leggings from Lululemon. These actually sold in my 5 for $25 sale on Poshmark. And, I am so sick of looking at secondhand old Lululemon. I've done my fair share of seeing that stuff just go down and down and down in value. So these had already been listed for, oh my gosh, almost 3 months. And I was running that big 5 for $25 sale on Poshmark just to kind of move some inventory out of here. I included those in that sale, and they did sell for $5. So I lost a little bit of money on those, but I'm actually glad to see those go. I had this navy blue lightweight t-shirt from Vince. Same story, sold in the 5 for $25 sale. I listed it based on brand, thinking maybe I could get a couple dollars for it because Vince can sometimes be a high-end brand or higher end. But I ultimately let it go in that 5 for $25 sale. I had the Bexa leggings from Prana. These I sold for $10 on Poshmark. So these I was preparing to, and I'll put the video down below. I made a whole video on how I did that $5 or $25 Poshmark sale. But what I do is I lower all the prices of the stuff I want to put in the sale to $10. And then anything that's marked $10 or less, I declare is 5 for $25. So I had marked these down to $10 and somebody bought them at $10 before I had a chance to start the sale. So those sold for $10 on Poshmark. I had the Wonder Under crop leggings in black. These were also Lululemon. These sold on Depop for $14.10. They took about 2.5 months to sell. But again, given my just kind of lack of luck with the dated secondhand Lululemon, I was fine with $14.10, especially because Depop, there's really not a lot of fees there. So I paid $2.30 in fees on Depop and the rest was profit. So no complaints there. I had the Cardona floral print string bikini top. This was literally a bikini top and it was Ganni. Ganni's, I would say, I don't want to say a luxury brand. It might be. I'm not really super familiar with the brand Ganni. But this tiny little bikini top retailed for like hundreds of dollars. So I did go ahead and list it. Usually single swimwear pieces, especially without a match, I don't usually list, but just given the brand and the comps looked pretty good. So I did list it. It did eventually sell on Poshmark for $15 whole. I think somebody sent me an offer. In hindsight, could I have gotten more for it? I don't know, maybe, but it sold at the end of August, like the end of summer. So I was okay with just letting it go. So I know it doesn't take up a ton of space because it's so little, but I was okay with just letting it go so it's not sitting here all winter. I had the Salutation Stash Pocket 2 in leopard. These were Athleta. And these sold on Mercari for $17. These took about 2.5 months to sell. Athleta tights, I don't do great with. Athleta pants do pretty well, especially if they're a more current style. Athleta tights and leggings, not so much. So I was happy to accept $17 for these. I had this black zip-up jacket also from Athleta. This actually sold quickly within 5 days after listing on eBay for $19. It wasn't in the, I don't want to say it was in bad condition, but it had like wash wear and fading. So I thought $19 was a fair offer on this one, especially to get it out of here quickly. I had the black Swift Speed short sleeve top from Lululemon. This one sold on Poshmark in 2 weeks for $20. Again, these retail, I think, for like $58 or something around there. It's not super high. It's a t-shirt. So that was fair given what it was. There was the Avedon skinny jeans in black from Citizens of Humanity. I love a good skinny jean sale in 2025, I swear. Citizens of Humanity skinny jeans, it's Citizens of Humanity and Adriano Goldschmied. For some reason, I can still sell those two brands in skinny jeans. Not for a lot. I only got $20 for these, but it is, something I still will list. If if I end up getting them in a mystery box and essentially I've already paid for them, I'm not necessarily sourcing them, but those two brands, for some reason, I can still sell skinny jeans. Other brands like Frame, Mother, I guess Mother if I'm selling them cheap enough, but I do have some Mother skinny jeans that are kind of just sitting. But for whatever reason, those two brands in skinny jeans sell so fast. I'm not sure what the secret is there, but I will still list those. So those sold for $20 on eBay. They were only listed 2 weeks. I'm not surprised. I don't think I could have gotten more, but, I'm fine with it. I had the Hoxton ankle jeans in dark blue from the brand Page. So these were like skinny ankle jeans in a size 26 from the brand Page. I did not have high hopes for these. But these actually sold quickly too, within 2 weeks on Poshmark for $22. So again, Page, unfortunately, I don't have the same quick success as I do with the other two brands, but I was surprised that these sold so fast. I'm certainly not complaining because I probably almost didn't list these. I had a Swiftly Tech Racerback tank top in light purple. This was also Lululemon in a size 6. This sold on eBay in 3 weeks for $22.49. So there was a lot of Lululemon in this box, which is not necessarily a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing either, but yeah, I guess I was surprised with how much Lululemon was in here. There was the Jamaica thong button suit from the brand Wolford, which apparently has a cult-like following. So even though this was a very basic used thong bodysuit, I did list it anyway. It took 4 months to sell, but it did sell on Poshmark for $28 in the beginning of September. I had the high-waisted Looker Not Guilty jeans from Mother. So these were also skinny jeans, as I was saying. These took about 4 months to sold, but they sold on Poshmark for $33. So better than expected. Took a while to sell. Not surprising for a pair of skinny jeans, but still got a decent amount based on the brand, I would say. 4 left. I've got the black high-waisted flared leggings from Aloe, which is a very trendy athleisure brand. It was a size 2 extra small. So I was a little bit kind of, not highest hopes for these, but I do kind of notice, at least in my area, this is a brand that's popular with high schoolers. So it's not necessarily surprising that an extra small would be in demand in this brand. These sold in only 4 days on eBay for my full asking of $39.99. So that was a very pleasant surprise. I had the Nova Relaxed High-Rise Cutoff jean shorts from Pistola. These were new without tag, and they sold in July. So they took about a little under 2.5 months, but they sold on eBay for $40.49. This is not a brand that I typically source, but I did list these based on the style and based on the fact that they were new. And I thought $40.49 was more than fair for those. I had the Freesia Blossom bodysuit tank in red floral. This was an extra small from Alice and Olivia. This was brand new with tags. So I felt like this was a total gem in the box. It retailed for pretty high, but comps did not support me actually selling these for some huge amount. So it ended up selling on eBay after about 2 months for $40.49. A little less than I wanted for it, but still a decent return considering I paid $6.35 per item. And the highest selling item in the box were the Parker long cutoff jean shorts in white by the brand Agold or Agoldi. I still, for the life of me, don't know how to pronounce this. These were a size 25, and I did think that they were a decent style. This brand does sell well for me in the right style. So these sold for $50 on Poshmark. They were only listed 5 days. So I think that was more than decent. I do have 5 items left from this box that are still in my inventory. I have this glittery metallic mini skirt from the brand Mage. This is a wool mini skirt, so I guess it's more of a fall item. I haven't had great luck selling this brand in the past, so it's a crapshoot. I guess we'll see how it goes with these. I have this Stilt roll-up jeans. While I'm sitting here telling you how AG skinny jeans sell quickly for me, I have a pair in my inventory. These are a size 25 though, so those are still here. This is a big disappointment. I have the Natasha Heritage mini dress. It's a size P, which I think equates to like an extra small petite. The brand is Love Shack Fancy. It had a lot of interest, but no sales. Maybe I had it priced too high. Somebody on eBay asked me if I would do 60 on it, and I said yes, but then they ghosted me. It was an almost sale, but we're kind of past white wearing season. That's a spring and summer thing. So unfortunately, this did not sell, even though I listed it in the beginning of summer. So that is a huge bummer. I've got this solid black cropped sweatshirt from the brand We Wore What. This is actually new with tag. So I had somewhat of high hopes for this, but it is not budging. I figured it was kind of a trendy piece being cropped and more of a trendy brand, but it's not budging. So that one's on its way to either thread up probably soon or maybe a consignment sale. I don't even know. And then I have this green hooded sweatshirt t-shirt. So it's a hoodie, but it's a lighter weight, almost like a t-shirt material. The brand is Monroe. I've always heard this of being a Bolo brand, and I know Bolo brands change all the time, and I've been a little bit out of the loop with the thrift stuff you look for at the thrift store. So I don't know if it's this style or what, but this has had very little interest. I've played around with the price and stuff, and I can't seem to move this either. So that's everything that I have left. If we're looking at the ease of listing and the quality of items, I mean, I sent 17 items either to Goodwill or to ThredUp. I might make a little bit of money on ThredUp, but I don't really like count that because by the time you send in the box and you wait for it to sell, it doesn't line up with my updates and stuff. So it's hard to track those for these updates. So any money I made or will make on that is not included in this. But majority of what I did list has sold. So that's really promising. Like I said, I only have 5 items left. So it wasn't the easiest to list. The quality, I think there was a really nice wide range of brands. And overall, the condition was good. Again, I think I did donate a few pieces, but that's to be expected with any secondhand mystery box, even sometimes first quality mystery boxes. So really what it comes down to is profitability. And to recap, I paid $234 for this box. And as of right now today, my profit is $325.59. I've made a profit of $91.59. And typically with a secondhand box, I want to double my money. So I'm not quite there on this box. I do think I'm sad. If I would have sold that Love Shack fancy dress, I would have gotten really close. But there are a couple pieces I think that eventually will get me closer to that. But all of that being said, this box is okay. It's okay. I probably would source this again just for fun. You know, again, with a secondhand NuSource box, if I order it once, it could be way different than the next time I order it. So I do think it was fun. You know, I'm not mad at making a $91 profit. And, you know, half the stuff I didn't even list, I sent it away. So all of that in mind, it wasn't terrible. I think if you're someone that's just starting out and you need some inventory to build up and you wanted to list every single thing that you received in the box, I think it would be somewhere good to start. So yeah, it was okay. It wasn't spectacular. I think all the Lululemon stuff in there in the beginning, you know, when I initially unboxed it, made it seem better than what the results actually were, but it still wasn't terrible. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this one. Let me know what you think down below, definitely. And of course, if you ordered this, let me know how yours compared to mine. Make sure you subscribe if you like videos like this, and hit that like button if you could on the way out. It certainly helps the channel. And that's it for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video.